Well, happy Friday, everybody. I don't know about you, but I am looking forward to the weekend. And one of the things I want to do before Monday, I've decided, is watch a Humphrey Bogart movie. It's been a while, and I'm in the mood for some escapism without too much violence. And so, hey, Humphrey Bogart. With that in mind, actually, I chose the Dashiell Hammett detective novel, The Maltese Falcon, for today's first pages. It's a fun book. Prototype for mid-century detective fiction that was transformed really well into Hollywood film noir. The book pretty well drips with cynicism, and the main character, Sam Spade, is a perfect vehicle to carry that attitude through the novel, so I think you'd like it. Also interesting, to me anyway, is that Hammett caught the flu during the 1918 pandemic, and he later developed tuberculosis, which plagued him the rest of his life. So here then is the first page or so of Dashiell Hammett's The Maltese Falcon. And I'm going to do something just a little bit different this time. This is one of the books I gave away in the great giveaway a few months back before the lockdown, when I cleared all my shelves off and got rid of about 90% of my books. And so I'm going to try to save a couple of sheets of paper and read it off my computer screen. So this may look a little strange. I don't know. I'll have to see how it looks. And this may be the only time I ever do this. I don't know. We'll see. Samuel Spade's jaw was long and bony, his chin a jutting V under the more flexible V of his mouth. His nostrils curved back to make another smaller V. His yellow-gray eyes were horizontal. The V motif was picked up again by thickish brows rising outward from twin creases above a hooked nose, and his pale brown hair grew down from high flat temples in a point on his forehead. He looked rather pleasantly like a blonde Satan. He said to Effie Perrine, "Yes, sweetheart?" She was a lanky, sunburned girl whose tan dress of thin woolen stuff clung to her with an effect of dampness. Her eyes were brown and playful in a shiny, boyish face. She finished shutting the door behind her, leaned against it, and said, "There's a girl wants to see you. Her name's Wonderly." "A customer?" "I guess so. You'll want to see her anyway. She's a knockout." "Shoo her in, darling," said Spade. "Shoo her in." Effie Perrine opened the door again, following it back to the outer office, standing with a hand on the knob while saying, "Will you come in, Miss Wonderly?" A voice said, "Thank you," so softly that only the purest articulation made the words intelligible, and a young woman came through the doorway. She advanced slowly with tentative steps, looking at Spade with cobalt blue eyes that were both shy and probing. She was tall and pliantly slender, without angularity anywhere. Her body was erect and high-breasted, her legs long, her hands and feet narrow. She wore two shades of blue that had been selected because of her eyes. The hair curling from under her blue hat was darkly red, her full lips more brightly red. White teeth glistened in the crescent her timid smile made. Spade rose, bowing and indicating with a thick-fingered hand the oaken armchair beside his desk. He was quite 6 feet tall. The steep rounded slope of his shoulders made his body seem almost conical, no broader than it was thick, and he kept his freshly pressed gray coat from fitting very well. Miss Wonderly murmured, "Thank you," softly as before, and sat down on the edge of the chair's wooden seat. Spade sank into his swivel chair, made a quarter turn to face her, smiled politely. He smiled without separating his lips. All the V's in his face grew longer. The tappity-tap-tap and the thin bell and muffled whir of Effie Perrine's typewriting came through the closed door. Somewhere in a neighboring office a power-driven machine vibrated dully. On Spade's desk a limp cigarette smoldered in a brass tray filled with the remains of limp cigarettes. Ragged gray flakes of cigarette ash dotted the yellow top of the desk and the green blotter and the papers that were there. A buff curtained window, 8 or 10 inches open, let in from the court a current of air faintly scented with ammonia. The ashes on the desk twitched and crawled in the current. Have a good weekend.